Hello and welcome back to SanchessVB with head coach Frederick. That's me. And for those who don't know, I'm the head coach because it's just me. Today we are doing another episode of the What Not to Do series. What not to do as a serve receiver / attacker. So let's get into that. As usual, I will use two things. One, an outline of the bullet points I have, and I will expand on those. And I will also use my homegrown tool to describe and visualize any situation we want to dive into. So we can get started, and I've gathered all my thoughts in here, and maybe I will zoom in a little bit. Let's see, it's pretty good. So what not to do as a receiver. First, let's just go to the bullet points before the serve, during the serve, as you're passing the ball, after the pass, and getting to your approach, executing the approach, approach, and even contacting the ball, and then after the point. We will dive into those. Looks like 7 categories. So let's just get started with before the point. What do we have? Okay, so the first thing you need to consider is your partner's ability. The one thing I think you need to understand, need to know, need to be aware of is your partner fast, and does he already react and start going, start stepping forward once there is a known agreement that you're the one who's going to pass the ball? Is he getting ready to go set? By the way, I will do slight excursion out of the topic, and in fact it's for the other guy, for the setter. Here's a quick thought that at least I find useful. Let's go with that. Between water and espresso sips. Okay, if you see your passer, your partner who will be passing the ball, and the point of contact, the platform, will be anything shoulder height or below, then it's okay to engage forward, because if the pass is below your shoulder, the odds that the ball is going to go behind is fairly low. And of course, the higher level you play at, the truer it becomes. Now, if the pass is really high, super floaty, lots of wind, when I can sense the passer, I needs to reach above shoulder level, I do not commit to move forward to get set, to get to my set, because there's a decent amount of chance that the pass will go behind. The trade-off is that if he passes really high and then ends up doing a perfect pass, you might be a tad late. but that's a trade-off I'm willing to compromise with, and also especially since I'm super fast, I'll get there anyway. Okay, back to that point. Let's see. We want this one, this scene. Okay, so we you want to be aware, and because I like to pass slow, I like to speed the game. I don't wanna. I want to reduce the thinking time of the other team, and also it's easier to me to pass, get going, and get to my approach and hit. Everything low, pass and set low. That's personal preference. I understand a lot of people don't have those preferences, so you need to recognize that. And the first thing is, if your setter is not gonna make it to the net or too close to the net with a lower pass, you need to make a conscious effort to pass higher, or at least either higher or a little bit further off the net. Because not everybody will have that flow and understanding and quick thinking and quick reaction in their game. What else did we say here? Yes, the next bullet point is not discussing scouting information. If we know the other team, if we know the other server, if we know their best serve or what they typically try to do, then maybe we can slightly adjust. And for example, if we have someone, let me have, so the bottom will be the serve receiving team, and I will remove those directional lines. Let's go back to serve receive positions, give or take. Let's just say that we get a server who's really good at either let's get some lines, serving I don't know, cross deep middle, or cross even at a harder angle, but has a hard time serving down the line. Well then, maybe in this case you could shrink the court and maybe slightly move your positioning. These are quick adjustment you can make and bait him to a serve that is more difficult to him. Okay, what is the next point? Not assessing the wind condition. So similar things, similar thinking. If the wind is really pushing the ball, is the hard crosswind, let's say crosswind, and typically in this case this player on the left would be taking middle, but let's just say the wind is going from left to right, super strong wind, maybe this guy takes middle even though the server is diagonally in front, opposed to the left side player. Things like that. You need to consider all that, and of course what not to do is not deciding who takes middle. And I'll have another slight discussion a bit outside of the scope of this video. I don't know what you guys experience here in your areas, but in mine, which is Chicagoland, by the way, and I wish I could play I play year-round, but the number of months indoor sand. Okay, in Chicagoland, you get a number of people who will say Michael instead of my middle or your middle. And you guys... So by the way, anything I say, I'm happy to discuss, and I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to hear an opposing argument and hear why something else might be better. I'm always happy to do that. But in this case, I guess again you can put up your argument and then your comment if you have it, if you have one. The my call does not make any sense to me. Why would you why would you allow only one of the players to be able to communicate? Can you imagine? Michael, okay, well, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to wait to do anything until you say something. Doesn't make any sense. Anyone is supposed to say something. Even just slight adjustment is communication. Um, Either player can call the ball. Sometimes it may be not on serve receive, but it may seem like the other player thinks it should be your ball, but for whatever reason you're not going to get to it. So of course you have to call that and say you. So the Michael, you have to banish that from your game. It's everybody's call. You can't control what the other guy's gonna do. So even if you think it's his ball, it shouldn't just be your call or his. Let's see. So call my middle. By default, my middle. Even that there will be some shade of gray, and especially this is one trick I like to do. Let me get those lines back. Let me move this back. Okay, what I like to do is typically serve toward the middle. So serve from one corner of the court down the middle. Of course, slightly going more to the guy in my cross, but maybe still closer to the other guy. And that is a very difficult decision for that team to say, hey, it's closer to me, but the angle is better for you. So it delays their decision, hopefully. So that's what my point being, that the middle is going to have a lot of gray area, and add to that a potential float. If you can put some float, jump float, that will make the ball move at some point, and with the wind. I like that serve because it will put the other team in a difficult situation, delay their offense. Can you imagine if you even just to start to your point as an offensive team from here, maybe the other guy could not fully commit to go set. You start your point here. So let's see, here's the ball. It's not easy to, I'm not going to say recover, but to build a strong offense, or at least your best offense starting from there. Okay, let's see, what is the next point? The next point is done. We need to move on to during serve, during the serve, as the ball is coming to you, what is it that you should not do? You should call your ball. So you should not calling the ball. Sorry for the double negation. So of course, at some point, someone has to make either a call or move. Hopefully both. Me, you. Even just stepping away might be a nice cue for your partner. I guess in this case you wouldn't be the receiver, but stepping towards, even if you didn't say anything, is as good as calling. Of course, I prefer both. Call it. It's hard, especially with the kind of serve I discussed earlier. But if it's a serve that is not middle, call it as early as you can to get your offense ready. What is The next point is, yes, similar, calling but hesitating. So you've called it, but you haven't really made a move. So maybe because your partner also made the move, so of course that can still happen at a high level. And that's why we need to be decisive. And at some point, whenever the ball is called, even if, let's go here, even if, let's remove those lines. So let's just say you're calling the ball, it's traveling somewhere, it's here, it looks like it's closer to you, and you've made the call somewhere here, me. Let's say you're this guy. But then the ball curves because of a floaty. It's too late for changing your mind because that guy is already getting ready to set. So if the ball initially was going to land here but somehow lands there, it's too late for a change. You need to own it. You cannot just say me, you. It's too late. If I hear me, if I see the step, I am out of your way and I'm getting ready to play that second ball. Okay, what is the third point? The third point is not stepping away. Yeah, so that is not exactly, there's a bit out of scope here. Yeah, so if your partner has called it, then you want, not only you want to let him pass it, you want to step away so that he understands it's his ball now. A bit out of scope, but I'll mention it anyway. This will definitely be in the what not to do as a setter episode. Okay, what's the next item? Passing phase. Okay, so this pretty obvious, I think. I said not getting fully under the ball, or not optimizing, or not having the best position to as getting or as passing. One common mistake I see, even at a decent competitive level, not super competitive, but some competitive, I see a number of players who will have the wrong footwork as they're getting to the ball. I'll try to demo this. So let me see if I can do that. If I step back, let's see, maybe. Okay, you can see my pretty legs, and some people will get to the ball and pass like this. And you can see that the platform is facing this way, while their legs are facing that way. Okay, see, I think you're getting the point. We will definitely make a video or a few, because this is a big problem. This is a massive problem, and people will not necessarily understand why the ball is not getting in the right spot. Well, that's because you're facing away from where you're aiming. Even if you have the best platform. So anyway, that would be not optimized. So I guess not optimizing your position to be under the ball. But again, this series is more about what to do, not exactly, and a lot less to how to do it. So that will be there will be other videos. The next point is, and I should have really used the other the other scene with the bigger screen here. You know what? I will just do that just for a quick second to re-demo the bad footwork. So again, and I need to angle the camera a little better. Okay, so I was trying to do this to demonstrate this. Hips facing this way, platform facing that way. We don't want that. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Where are we? Rushing. Okay. Rushing the transition. This is what I call a rookie mistake, but even after 37 years of volleyball, I happen to do it once in a blue moon, especially on really easy, really slow serves, because I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for that ball, and at some point I want to get going. And at some point, maybe a split second too early, I will get going. Um, it's just a mental hurdle when we're not used, when we're taken to an off tempo, off pace, into an off pace play. It's just your brain trying to get going, at least mine, too early. So that would be something we want to avoid. Okay, next. Assessing the pass and calling the set. Okay. So, what did I write? It says not assessing your own pass relative to what your setter can actually do. We touched base on that earlier. And then assuming a pass is good enough without accounting for your slower, or sometimes your setter will step in a pothole and will be delayed. And even if he's not delayed, he may end up having to bump set rather than hand set. And therefore, if you don't factor that in, that should fit into what set where you want it, etc. So observe what's happening. Observe your setter. Can he deliver? And if not, then ask yourself a backup plan. Ask yourself what kind of a backup plan can we do. For example, if your setter tripped, well, it's still his ball to get. You cannot play that second ball. But now, what can you ask? Just I would probably just say anywhere, just up. And by that, not only it gives him a little bit, less pressure on where to put it, but he also can space me out if he's looking at the ball. What is the next point? Not calling the ball or deciding on an approach based on that assessment. Assuming chemistry with the setter means a call is not necessary. Yeah, same thing. So even if everything's perfect, a good pass, easy, setter has plenty of time to go to, you still want to call. Because at some point he will be looking up. He will not look at you. Maybe if you're lucky, you're still in the peripheral. But at some point, very likely he doesn't see you. So any call is going to only help. At the highest level, even those calls can be baiting for the other team. That's only at a high level. When you play with the same partner, you can work on those tricks. But if you play with a group of people and switch partners multiple times a day, like I do, not for my wife, by the way, that been married 14 years or something like that, just for volleyball. What else? What was I saying? Yeah, you want to call. What set you want, and just say something will only help. What is the last point? Not telling your partner to hit the ball. Oh yeah. So if your pass, to hit the ball when the pass is high and tight, and then forget to provide a call to what's open. So if your pass is really high. Of course, if it's high and tight and you have and essentially he doesn't really have an option, he has to go on two. Well, then you're gonna have to. I mean, you don't have to. Nothing is mandatory here, but you're better off giving him a hint to where's the open spaces. Also, if the pass is so perfect. That your partner can either set or hit, like the jump setters from Sweden. you want to say something, either to let him know where you're gonna want the set, if anything has changed, or you want to tell him, when you see your jump setter going, what's open, or you want to tell him, go ahead and bang it because the other team is out of position, the blocker is already on me. So you can say, go ahead, hit the deep cross. You can do that, and you should do that, and you should exploit anything that the other team's going to give you. Let's see, what is the next point? Next point is approach setup. Okay, what did I write? Approaching without scoping the court. Yeah, of course. So or reading the defense. So similar to the previous point, as you guys are transitioning to set and hit, you need to look at the other court and see what's happening. If let's just give a crazy example. If let's go back to reset position. If the defender is like let's say either doing a bait or already in position. So again, the defense is on the top, defender, blocker, let's say setter, and then attacker. That would be you, the passer, attacker. If you know this, well then, okay, it's possible they want to bait you to something, obviously something away from them, or they already locked in position. And if I see something like this, well, of course I'm going to put all my tokens to put the ball somewhere there. Side note, when I see something like this, I will probably exaggerate my approach, and I will come in to something like this to make them believe they don't need to move. So if they're wanting to play chess with me, I want to play chess with them. And then I'll wrist away and I'll put the ball over there. Now, maybe it was a bait, maybe it wasn't. Either way, even if it was a bait, it's still going to take a while for them to cross that court. So even if they win the betting and the bluffing game, you might still be able to exploit their bait. So that would be one example. There's tons of things. Maybe the blocker is a little late. He was guarding, let's say he was guarding the setter, because the setter might have, your setter might have pretended he was hitting. And in that case, if the blocker is late, it's still gonna make it. Maybe maybe you want to tool him. Anything that you can exploit, or maybe you can dink the ball over there, like a reverse cut, or back over him. Whichever way, you can exploit his little mistake. Okay, what is the next point? The next point is always approaching the same way, never disguising or exaggerating. Well, I already touched on this. Yes, if you always approach the ball the same way, then the other teams will be able to recognize things quickly, especially because your sets are not always going to land perfectly on your lap. Now, if in theory it was true, if you could get perfect sets every time, and then you have 3 or 4 different shots you can execute, then sure, maybe you can approach everything the same way. But because there will be all kind of variation, if you approach everything the same way, and the second the set is a bit inside, very likely you will do that cut shot, or you will go to your, let's say as a left side player, you will go to the right side of the court. It's just physics and geometry. So you want to vary the angles. Let me go here. Vary the angles. Vary the angles for the same set. If you vary the angles, it will potentially confuse the other team or make them believe into something. Okay, what is the next point? Let's go back to this scene at set release. Locking into your original plan, yeah, and ignoring a late or different call. So, if let's go back to that play where they're trying to bait, and if it's indeed they were trying to bait, and it looks like the cross was open all along, but in the end, it's just diving into the cross. And then your partner, if you couldn't scope that and see it on time, then your partner will have to say line, 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 line. Maybe he said cross, line, 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 line. That would be something I do. Because people against me are getting smart too. Okay, and they will have good timings and they will fool me sometimes. So I will have to change my code when I see the information. So as a hitter, if you don't consider that, and if you were going to go a loopy cross court shot, and now you hear line, 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 you might want to just turn something, and instead of putting the ball here, you want to put it there. And even if it's not a great shot, it might just be good enough. Or another typical example is you'll hear high line, high line, high line, high line, high line. No one, because the blocker peeled. And in this case, if I was gonna do a baby line shot just over the block, if I still execute that baby line shot, it will be a free ball because the blocker just peeled. So if I hear the no one, I will put a little bit more pace and hope I can beat them to a little further deep. Okay, what else do we have? We have, yeah, that's the same thing really, not able to no one call. And then after the point, I said not providing feedback. I'm not saying go ahead and bitch at your partner. No, of course I'm not saying that. But some, like I like low sets, and if I just go back to my natural, I will set low, and then some partners might prefer a high set, which I will never understand, but that's okay. So I need sometimes to be reminded to be setting a higher ball, or even a little bit more in, a little bit more out. What is the other one? Forget to check. Yes, you can ask, even when you win a point, you can ask your partner if he noticed anything. Let's go to reset position. Let's just say that the defender, opposite defender, is pretty good at not committing to either cross or line, and it's a hard call for your setter to say, hey, line, like cross, because he's patrolling here, and he, just dancing around, leaning, and then you call line, and then in 2 steps he's already there. Typically that means that the cut would be open all the time, because you cannot have cross, cut, line. The guy cannot do all of that. So typically the guy who can do cross, line, they're patrolling rather deeper into the court, and maybe cut is always an option. So that's one little thing, but there might be other things that maybe your partner is seeing and that you're not seeing. Okay, so I think that is a wrap on this one. We only did 35 minutes. So I hope you learn a thing or two. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, subscribing, sending me your millions. And don't forget to play volleyball as a chess game. Thank you.